Each and every week we talk about the need for pastors and churches to be a part of our Thousand Churches Connected. Why? Because it is the faith-based community that is able to mobilize and organize people to take action, to meet needs, and to move our nation forward. One of the people that has undergone a number of challenges with his own church based on the tornadoes that ravaged Alabama a few years ago. I want you to see this video of a congregation, a church that truly rose from the ashes after the devastation of a tornado.
When you look at Bethel Baptist Church today, it's hard to picture that 10 years earlier, it looked like this.
And I looked on this hill, there was nothing left but the front part of the building. Everything gone.
April 27th, early in the day, Dr. T.L. Lewis, pastor of Bethel Baptist, was in Montgomery for a conference.
I said, listen, get everybody out of there. They did, and about 45 minutes later, the tornado hit.
When the tornado hit, Dr. Lewis received another call that Pratt City had been hit pretty hard. So he and his staff left Montgomery, even leaving his clothes at the hotel, and drove straight back to Birmingham. But at that time, he didn't even know that the church had been destroyed.
I was calling Mayor Bell. He said, well, I'm sorry your church is gone. I guess you got to figure out what y'all gonna do. I said, what do you mean? He said, Bethel is no longer there. And I said, my God.
But instead of feeling sad about his church being gone, Dr. Lewis went to work.
So I called Mayor Bell back. I said, look, do we have any building left out here to we could occupy? He said, yeah, Scott School is here. I said, can you get me the key? I got to get in there. He said, what are you going to want to do? That's where you're going to hold church? I said, no, sir. We got to get a disaster relief center. Alabama Power came in, hooked up the generators. We were open for business. And we did that for almost 2 years. As a pastor, I've always taught this congregation that the church is not property, it's people. Wherever we are, that's where the church is, because we're all one.
And that body of one, after a few years and millions of dollars later, rebuilt the church as you see it today. There have been celebrations of life, guest appearances from guest clergy, and things couldn't have been better for Bethel Baptist. That was until 2020. A thing called COVID-19 stopped the church to worship as an assembly.
We still have in church. They can't come to Bethel house, but Bethel can go to their houses.
That's why Dr. Lewis has encouraged his entire congregation to get vaccinated, because he told us some very exciting news. After a year of being online only, Dr. Lewis has set a date for in-person service once again.
Because I believe that when God is trying to deliver something, he uses a woman for delivery. So on Mother's Day, they're going to come back in this building.
Great news for the people who experienced the loss of a church from a tornado and the loss of assembly from COVID-19.
We are ready.
We thank you, Reverend Tommy Lewis. He's been on the battlefield for social justice, marching and supporting the Amazon workers. He's been fighting for voting rights in Alabama. This pastor activist has been always on the cutting edge, a member of our 1,000 Churches Connected. We thank God for you. And we need you to join the 1,000 Churches Connected. Why? Because we support you. We've helped many of the congregations benefit from the PPP loans. We've helped congregations get connected to the new technology so that you can make your church services available to members all over the world. We also help give you cutting edge information on what's happening in the world and how it is the faith community can and should respond. You ought to be a member. Your church, 1,000 Churches Connected. We are looking forward to you. Just go to rainbowpush.org and join us today.